It has been suggested, Brian, that the 10-game ban was at the lowest end of what UEFA could do under their sanctions, and they should perhaps have made a more severe sanction to make an example of this case.
I presume from UEFA's point of view, the difficulty was with getting evidence. The evidences of the player Kamara, and I think one of the other Rangers players said he heard it. Now you look how the player went about it. He covered his hand, he covered his mouth with his hand as he's saying something into his ear. That would straight away create suspicion that he was saying something not very nice to him. And the immediate reaction of Kamara to it, look, he's going after him, he's telling the referee straight from the off. The other player obviously heard something, the other Rangers player. And look, it's disgusting in society, it's disgusting in football. And for far too long, UEFA and FIFA, as the authorities in world football, have been miles too lenient in dealing with not just players. I wouldn't say that this player is unfortunate to be caught. I think associations have been caught supporting players who are out of order, supporting fans who have been out of order. And this is what I think we're going to have now with the Czech Republic. We may have that. We may have a football association in Czech Republic or the government supporting the player and the club. Now, this has gone on far too long, right around Europe. And I've always felt my involvement with Sardi, people may be aware of it, Sport Against Racism in Ireland, but groups like Sardi and Fair around Europe for years have been trying to deal with UEFA and to get them to put out strong punishments to associations and clubs, not just closing down sections of grounds, making them play away games for a long time, really punishing them, finding clubs and finding associations substantial amounts of money so that they put proper policies in place. We've seen an uprising recently in support for the Black Lives Matter movement and various rights around abuse and racism and the internet and how players have been abused. I'm glad, but it's taken far too long for it to be recognised and for this uprising to take place in support of what's only common decency and respect of all human beings.
The point has been made, we need to move on this one, but just very briefly, Keith, the point has been made that Kieran Trippier was banned for 10 games for getting his pal to bet on him moving to Atletico Madrid.
They're hardly the same, are they? Yeah, I know what you're coming from. Brian's right in terms of the proof, the actual evidence. Where I would come into that, if I was on a panel looking at that incident, you can always tell by players' reactions, can't you? The calculated way and the way he covers his mouth so the cameras can't see what he said. The teammate who's there on the scene, it's very, very obvious that he's done something horrible. The cunning way in which he's gone about it. And I think it's too lenient. I really do. And I wholeheartedly agree with
We do need to move on. And let's hope, as Brian says, that it is the beginning and the continuation of a trend to really dealing with this situation very strong.